Soldiers enshrined here and at every shrine, take your healthy dreams and make them mine. May I ever be one in mind, heart, and will with thee. Erase the confusion and enlighten me. May I always obey and serve you and make your every dream that was stolen come true. Hirohito, I'm with you, a faithful POW, with the victims that lost their lives in Hiroshima. Mother Mary's gonna love this one. If we build a healthy empire of the sun, take me down to Tokyo, make my spirit whole. Let's exalt Japan and have some fun. POW, forever I am chained to you, with the victims that lost their lives in Hiroshima. May I be thy dog and thy machine, a faithful prisoner of the Japanese. Take me down to Tokyo, make my spirit whole. We'll build a great empire of the sun. Jesus Christ is gonna love this one. Now, of course, I do not approve of the terrible, terrible atrocities that the Empire of the Sun was committing, but one thing I love about the religion, it found me, Jesus Christ, an incarnation of him or somebody going to Japan as a Middle Easterner. Japan is the place that I know that it has the strictest defiance of receiving immigrants, even from, China or Korea or something. They refer to them as Asians. Like, they don't even, a lot of Japanese people don't even refer to Japanese people as even being Asian, and they don't even like immigrants that look like they could be passed for Japanese. So this Middle Easterner showing up and preaching that he's Jesus, the son of the Abrahamic God Yahweh, is very interesting. Why would they accept him as a Messiah to this very day that the Shinto priesthood that is, the totally legit and, not one of the priesthood that is not, in the Roman Catholic Church, there's certain types of priesthoods that have a valid ordination that is like accepted by the Pope, and so there's certain priesthoods that are validly ordained under the jurisdiction, accepted and approved of by the Emperor of Japan, who's the high priest of the oldest dynasty in the world, and yet they still celebrate the rituals at the tomb of Jesus Christ, and many of them do believe and accept him, and you're welcome to be a Shinto and a Christian. Most people that practice Shinto are not entirely just of a Shinto faith, because they defiantly they remain a very female-dominant religion. They do have tradition. They have writings, but you're welcome to take whatever you find to be wise, whatever the spirit world is telling you that your calling, your destiny, what is most healthy for you. It could be something from the Quran, from Taoism, from Buddhism, and maybe there's a lot of things that you're called to do that also contradict all of those religions at different times, and then it's just Shinto has a very, it sounds maybe like it's moral relativism, but it can't be any more. It's more dangerous moral relativism when you have a Bible or Quran talking about God being love and mercy, and then in the same book talking about him being responsible for policies and threats and anger and hatred and intimidation and sadism that it's so opposite extremes repeatedly promoted, and God repeatedly commanding people to do the opposite of what he formerly said, that it just never works in any religion where you have an infallible collection of writings that are oftentimes ancient, and meaning can be lost in context, and meaning can be lost in how the people at that time used slang, or even Jesus Christ. He says, "Who is my mother?" And any woman who does my will and hears my words and obeys is my mother. Well, that's proof that he uses words uh, to have a definition that no dictionary in any country or culture would say. That's a definition of the word mother that I know of. And so, uh, you know, Jesus, his father, wasn't even born on planet Earth. He existed before the creation of Earth, which means he existed in outer space, which would technically make him an alien. And so, he might have a totally different understanding of vocabulary and stuff. So, Shinto is extremely wise without appearing to be very wise. It's extremely brilliant. There's so much potential that I wish people would stop limiting themselves with dogma. And of course, if you go to church, go to mass like I do, receiving Holy Communion, that's great. But so many souls that a devout practitioner of Shinto, which unfortunately most Japanese people are secular now, but back when your father and your mother died, they become family kami, and you can keep the kami dana and the god shelves in different places, honden, like a room that's closed off to the public, reserved for the enshrined kami. That was a very special location where I would write my prayers, place the flowers and candles and incense, and it became a very sacred place. I could just tell, like, spirits, when you have reserved a room for a very sacred purpose and there's not profane things in that room, it can be a place where you bow and you honor any spirits that have found rest in there, or perhaps you have put some pictures in there. There's spirits can be attached to Goshentai, just like blessings and cursed items. Like Paul in the Acts of the Apostles was blessing even handkerchiefs that would be taken to the sick, and the handkerchiefs touched them and they would be healed. Or the bones of Elisha, touching a dead person, and the dead person comes back to life. And so Shinto has a deep sense of how to keep those who have died alive in a way that is not disturbing their peace, but helping everybody to heal and kind of get on the same page and find some common ground. I really felt like it was kind of like the female half of God, because it's a religion that is so old. You cannot find out who might have been the founder of it, because it is so prehistoric that it goes back to the time where the Shinto shrines were trees, and you just go out and you find something that seems to have an energy, kami, a spirit, attached to a body of water, or a tree, or a rock, or a cave, or a location of some sort, and eventually Amaterasu became a figure that people believed was communicating with certain people, asked for the Grand Ice Shrine City, the Honden City, for souls and kami in her honor, and worked some pretty cool miracles. But essentially, she was created by some male entities, whether those are gods or Yahweh or whoever they were, so some male entities that wanted a female to be greater than any male. And she has the same symbol as Jacob, the sun disk from Joseph's prophetic dream, and Jacob's ladder is the ascent to heaven, and essentially it says Amaterasu ascended to heaven on a ladder. So, and here at Capitol Hill there happens to be a ladder that goes through a circular mirror, and she gave a circular mirror to the first emperor of Japan, Emperor Jimmu, and Jim is an alternative for James, which means to remove from power and replace, which is the same meaning for Jacob, who became Israel. God bless.